for old time. Mama, mama, you know I love you. You know I love you, mama. Mama, you're the queen of my heart. Hey! 当为了远方的人的那 Hey! Mama, I just want you to know loving you is like food to my soul. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, to the present mothers, to those wishing to be mothers, to mothers who have loved and lost, every single person who has the ability to become a mother, even those who are taking up mothering roles. We salute you. You are doing a great job. Siti Aluta continua to you. May God keep and bless you. Welcome everybody to Doing Being Becoming, where we aim to inform, impact, influence, and inspire. This channel is about us increasing our self-awareness, and we do this by me sharing the tools that are made available to me in order that we may be able to engage more in the activities that are meaningful to us. So firstly, I'd like to thank you for your constant and growing support. Thank you for watching, thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, for subscribing, and for engaging. I really appreciate it. Please continue to do so. If you are new to this channel, welcome home. Welcome. I'm really looking forward to the journey that we are going to be taking together. In today's video, I am going to be sharing a little something exciting that happened this week, which isn't really a common occurrence in the life and times of an occupational therapist, especially in South Africa, especially in the Eastern Cape, especially in rural Eastern Cape. So, yes, if you're excited to know what that is, stick around. Okay, so this week I had the awesome opportunity to accompany one of my patients on his trip to do his shopping. So this is all assisting our patients with shopping is within the scope of occupational therapy. Or let me start by shopping itself is an instrumental activity of daily living. So you have your activities of daily living, then you have your instrumental activities of daily living, and both of these are key performance areas. Okay, so activities of daily living are more common to most of our understanding, and basically those are the basic skills the basic skills that are involved in your day-to-day living. Okay, so that is basically self-care in its original form. So this includes bathing or showering, feeding, eating, your bowel management and movement, so that's urination and defecation, being able to do that independently or with any assistance that you may require. Also, assistive devices is part of ADLs, and also functional mobility. Instrumental activities of daily living are your daily living activities that require a little more advanced level of engagement, and where you with your ADLs it's primarily you taking care of just yourself. In iADLs, we see that you extend your care not only to yourself but also to taking care of others. So that is child rearing, taking care of pets, and things of that nature. So it's very important to note in iADLs is that just with ADLs you require basic level, but with your iADLs you require executive function in order to be able to successfully execute the activities within that occupational performance area. So this is where your planning would come into play, your decision making, your problem solving, and your insight and things of that nature. So these are very key in order for you to be able to engage in your iADLs and to engage successfully. So examples of iADLs are, like I said, child rearing, taking care of your pets, communication, meal prep, community mobility, and shopping, which is what we are going to be chatting about today. So, just a little backstory about the patient. So, the patient is a 29-year-old male, and he has been diagnosed with schizophrenia, and he also has a history of substance abuse. I saw him a while ago for an assessment, and in the assessment I realized that brother has got some challenges with dealing or handling his money. So I was like, okay, cool. So budgeting is definitely important here. So yeah, on the day, I think it was, what day was it? Thursday. It was Wednesday or Thursday. So I decided, okay, today we're going to do budgeting with him. And funny enough, when I got to him in the ward, he was actually about to go to town that day, but it's just waiting on transport. So I'm like, perfect, okay. So we go into budgeting, and I teach him how to draw up a proper budget, because he also expressed during the beginning of the session that he's never actually set up a budget before, but also he's been telling me about the challenges he's been having with managing his money, and things that happen to like many of us is that halfway through the month money is gone. Where did money go? I don't know, because you don't budget. So budgeting is important. I promise you, I am not paid to say this. Okay, so I start drawing up a budget with him. His needs versus wants. Well, firstly, his income versus his expenditures. What he spends his money on. Of the things he spends his money on, which are the ones that are important? Which ones can he cut down on? Like that kind of thing. And then so he while we are busy with this session, he expresses to me that he is going to town later and he's waiting for transport, also because he had just been approved for grant, so his SASSA money had just come through. So SASSA is the South African Social Security Agency, Social Security for those countries who are not South African. Grant. So his grant money had just come through, and he wanted to buy himself clothes for when he gets discharged, because he is soon going to be discharged back into his community. So he asks me if I'd come with him to teach him. No, he asked me if I could teach him how to use an ATM. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I suppose I could simulate this, like create an ATM-like situation here. But I'm like, it's not going to be as effective. So it's like, okay, how about when transport comes, you just let me know, and then we can go together to the ATM. And I can actually teach you at the ATM how to do it. So, okay, that budgeting session ends. And then later on, transport does actually come through, and we end up going to draw the ATM. So just remember, now this is during COVID time, where masks are our faces, and we just have to keep sanitizing every 2 minutes. You come out of a shop, sanitize. Walk into another, sanitize. Walk out, sanitize. So use your own sanitizer, So it was actually a great opportunity in that sense, because we have been educating our patients and keeping them up to date all the time about COVID-19. These are the steps: wear your mask, sanitize, wash your hands, and all those things. But to actually have them immersed in a situation where they have to do this now, actually saying like, okay, so have you actually been listening? Like, is this just like head knowledge? Is this intellectual insight, or is it actually emotional insight? Are you actually putting it into practice? So that was a great thing to observe as well. And funny enough, he mentioned before we left that he forgotten his mask. I was like, brother, no mask, no entry. So we had to hustle a mask for the brother, but we managed to get one. So yeah, so We go to the ATM, we managed just fine, and he learned how to use the ATM, so that was quite impressive. Also, the goal with this whole session now with him moving from just the budgeting and actually doing the shopping and him sticking to the budget was transferring what we had done with the budgeting and actually putting it into practice. So this knowledge of budgeting, transferring that into a skill. The goal was for him to learn the skill of being able to manage his money so that even if somebody else did it for him, they did it for him not because he couldn't, but just because it was an agreement. And also for him to just be conscious about where his money is going and for him to be accountable to his money. So, yeah, so we first go into the clothing store and, buy. I think that's a great thing that you're able to work with, or when you actually in the moment with the patient and not just in a setting that's not really simulative of the actual situation. So you're actually able to see how the person fares in the actual situation, and not just like talking through it, because when you talk through it, they will give you all the right answer and you will have the confidence that I know this one, he'll be able to. But in the actual situation, it's difficult. I mean, that's the thing with all of us. We all know the right thing to do, but like when you're in there, it's a different story. Anyway, so I needed to give him some guidance in terms of the problem solving in that. But the joy that floods his soul, the joy that he was expressed in his face, and he just like, yo, when they see me wearing these clothes, it's gonna be amazing. Yo, I can't wait. So it's really, we're working towards that community integration slowly, and it's really just wow. To see it all come together is really amazing. So also just training him that when he is at home, these are the precautions that he would need to take in terms of protecting himself from infection, social distancing. The challenge though that we experienced while we were shopping is that obviously because of COVID-19, we were unable, or he was unable to put his clothes on. So we go forward in faith that what he chose fits him. Yeah, but he was also like, no, it's going to fit. I'm just like, how do you know though? But yeah, we we hope it fits. So yeah, so after that we went to spa just to get him a few items and toiletries, and that's actually where I saw the carry over and the transfer of that knowledge and transforming it into a skill, where he would like pick items and I'd be like, okay, so is this a need or a want? And he'd be like, oh, it's a need. Okay, I'll take this. Oh, it's a want. Okay, let me just like hold off for this a bit. But I saw an area that he still struggled with was him saying, so I'm like, okay, so how much do all these things amount to at the moment? And he'd be like, oh, I'll see at the top. I'm like, no. That's not how we do it, okay? So what's your spending money? What did you decide you want to spend on? And how much have we spent already? So it was like it was amazing to be there to reinforce that which we had already done in the session, to be like, actually we weren't just doing that to kill time, we were doing that for this moment. Perhaps you were born for such a time as this. Okay, so what we did in the session was to prepare you for this right here. So use what we did in the session right now. So I assisted him in that regard by being his calculator and reminding him, be like, okay, remember our budget is 210, so now we are at 70 rand. If we add this, how much is it? 85. Okay, how much do we have left? I understand it was quite a bit tedious, and also frustrating because so many distractions, and it can get quite a lot. but it was a necessary exercise. Another challenge that I noticed was reading labels, something that you think like is so basic, and also for somebody who had been in society already, because someone who'd been in society already, you'd imagine that he was able to read labels, but this was actually something that I had to work through with him. And I could see that we weren't actually getting a breakthrough there. So maybe that's something that we will revisit at a later stage. But all in all, I would say that as much as simulated activities are great and they do yield purpose, but where possible, the actual thing, nothing beats the actual thing. Like, wow, it was so rewarding for me to see. It was so rewarding for him to go out and do his things, and also for him to have me there, because now he could see the areas in which he was lacking and needed more assistance in, and basically like where his potential could grow. So another exciting thing about him is that he is expecting to be a father soon. So this is not the end of this budgeting intervention. So we will take this a step further, by incorporating that about how being a father is going to change his budget, how he's going to have to reallocate funds and reshift things and shift things around, and to see, how he's going to be able to manage all of this, But for a starter, I would say it was quite an impressive session and quite rewarding as well. And yeah, man, so I was quite I don't know, like I wasn't expecting that to happen, to be honest, because truth is we are living in the Eastern Cape, and Eastern Cape very poorly resourced, not as resourced as we hope for it to be, so we can't always do our interventions the way that we want them to, so for like to be able to go man, it was great, it was amazing. So this is to say to all my therapists out there, especially to the new therapist, don't get despondent, man, don't get discouraged, breakthroughs like this do happen and when they do, it makes it all worth it. But where it's not possible, then really do all that you can and know that what you are doing is probably the best, and it will yield the reward. So that's all for this video. I just wanted to share my my exciting intervention outside of the classroom. I just wanted to share my exciting intervention, and I really hope that this encouraged you, especially I really hope this encouraged all my therapists to keep doing the good deeds, to not grow weary of doing good. Yes, just know that whatever you do, it's all going to get rewarded in one way or another. And once again, happy Mother's Day to all the mamas and who love you. So please share this video to all your friends, and tell your friends, and tell your friends, and thank you for watching to the end. Keep doing the most. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Man, I really enjoy doing these videos for you guys and spending this time with you guys. So until next video, let's do our best to do, be, and become. Stay beautiful. Bye.
OT, there's never much love when we go OT. I pray to make it back at 1 p.m.